Hello, dwellers of the internet. Welcome back. Today is the second day of the year, January 2nd. Um, Today I want to talk about a topic as suggested by my little brother who was at work and he had a child approach him and ask him out of nowhere, as many questions from children happen to do, why are pirates considered to be bad people so often? Which got him thinking about rather, the moral ambiguity of pirates and piracy in general. And he was going to explain to this child, reasons he had for it, or, reasons from his collection of information, from just living life, not lying to the child, basically just giving them the truth to the questions that they ask, which is, should be smiled upon. I'm proud of him. But before he could answer, this child's father told him to basically be quiet. He shut his question down. He told him, basically stop bothering the person who's working right now. That's a question that comes out of nowhere like that shouldn't be addressed or whatever. I mean, I don't think he may have been that implicit about it, but he was nonetheless trying to get his child to leave the worker alone, which is, was probably a gesture of politeness, regardless. But this got me thinking about not the moral ambiguity of piracy or anything like that. I mean, it did, but what I want to talk about for a minute or so is the simple question of why this child felt the need to ask the question in the first place. And the reasoning, I believe, behind it is because pirates are sort of advocated to children, especially in media. The reason why they're advocated in such high regard to children is because they are, considered cool. They're considered rebellious figures. They're considered people that are, not necessarily good, but people that are always on the hunt, always on the prowl for treasure, always, pillaging and battling in these courageous duels with other, more skewed toward the evil side of, the general consensus perspective of pirates. That they're always having battles to see who's going to get the treasure. They are considered swashbuckling adventurers, which speaks a lot to the appeal of them and why they're broadcasted to children and why they like them. And this child strikes me as one that came to the conclusion to ask this question because he was confused as to why people were saying pirates were bad, because he was getting the displays of these pirates that were being broadcasted to him as heroes, more or less, or at least fulfilling sort of a hero desirable role for children. And he was asking this question because there then becomes sort of a crossroads when something like a pirate is proposed as any sort of a role model, or sort of something to look up to or to be desired as a role to a child, because they are adventuring, which is fun, and fun is the source of what a child wants to do. They want to have fun, they want to go on adventures, and they want treasure, they want wealth. You know what I mean? It's easy to see why that is, but then that contradicts the fact that these people not only have this wealth and power and money, but they have attained it through more or less quote-unquote evil means. They have pillaged people's lives for this wealth. They have stolen ships. They did not earn them. They did not earn this money. They fought for it. They've killed for it. They have gone into town, burning homes down, destroying possessions, raping women or men, just causing all of this harm and disaster. And, although this may not be coincidental with what's broadcasted in the Disney-esque sort of version of pirates or piracy. It is something to be questioned, and I guess the overall point I'm trying to make here is that pirates aren't so simple when it comes to children's role models. They are a little bit more of a complex sort of figure that is to be idealized by children and people alike when they like a pirate. You don't like a pirate necessarily because they're good. It's not like a firefighter or a police officer because they're performing a civic duty. You like them because they are an adventurer and because they get cool stuff like swords, hats, guns, and parrots, and they're sailing on the sea. It's not, you don't like them because they're good. And I think it's cool that a child noticed that there is sort of a split of, somebody being considered the hero, storytelling-wise, and actually being ethically a hero, and that's pretty inspiring. I like the fact that children are thinking about that sort of thing. Seems cool to me. Anyways, that's it. See you tomorrow, guys.